Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Saturday, December 14th. It is 10:11 a.m. and exactly a week ago at 9:30 a.m. my little baby Analia was born. So I have her here with me today to film a little 1 week postpartum and 1 week baby update. I want to show you guys how the last week of postpartum has been, how the first week of her life has been. Also do a 1 week postpartum body update because I know a lot of people are curious to see what pregnancy does to your body, especially a second pregnancy. I want to share that with you guys. So I'm actually filming in my little sister's room upstairs right now. They are coming to visit today to see the baby for the first time, so I'm also going to be filming that. So stay tuned for that sometime soon on my channel. But anyways, let's get right into the video. We'll start with baby. I wouldn't say there's very much to update on at all. There hasn't been very many changes in the last week for her. Oh, but really quick, people are matching outfits. She has been a really good sleeper, so I'm pretty much I'm not sleeping through the night obviously, but Logan and I go to sleep pretty late. She'll sleep for long hour stretches, so she'll sleep for a while. She sleeps in the Halo bassinet and I keep her swaddled and that helps her sleep. Yeah, so I'll wake up twice at night pretty much to feed her, but I feel like she sleeps for really long stretches every time. She's never fussy, she hardly ever cries. I don't really hear her cry, but I mean that's probably because I'm always with her and I hold her a lot. I will put her down for long naps during the day, but yeah, so she's really good. Oh man, I did not bring a burp cloth up here. She's doing really great with sleeping and I'm getting good sleep, and she pretty much will just wake up and then eat and go right back down. Sometimes I'll change her. She sleeps through diaper changes and she's just really good. One thing with her and Laela that's a little bit different. So Laela, for those of you guys who are new here, Laela is my first daughter. She's 18 months old now. Laela, I feel like there was longer stretches that she would just be awake for. No, Analia does have pretty long alert awake periods. So that's pretty much all I can really say for her. I'm exclusively breastfeeding and yeah, that's going great so far. She's so cute. She makes me want to have a lot more babies. She made me forget about how terrible pregnancy and childbirth was, and now we want more of you. So next, breastfeeding. Breastfeeding has also gone a lot better than it did the first time around. The first time, obviously, probably because it was my first time breastfeeding, it was really painful. My milk coming in was really painful, and it was pretty painful this time around too, and sometimes I do get soreness and stuff. But I just remember the first few weeks of breastfeeding Laela were so painful. This time around, I haven't really had much pain at all. I mean, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable when she eats for a really long time on one side. With Laela, I would use this cream all the time. It's called Lancino. It's nipple cream to help sore nipples when you're breastfeeding, and I've used this 2 times in the last week. So I can definitely say breastfeeding is going a lot better this time around, and also I'm not leaking quite as bad. I don't know if it's that this time is actually going a lot better or if I'm just more prepared and experienced with the whole newborn postpartum stuff. Other postpartum stuff, for those of you who aren't familiar with this stuff, after you have a baby you bleed for a couple weeks. It's already slowed down a lot. She doesn't have colic, but she clearly she gets really gassy and it takes a while to get it out sometimes, right baby girl? Oh man, there we go. It's the cutest thing when they burp and just sigh of relief. So yeah, so I'm basically done with the bleeding. The first couple days after she was born, I had really bad cramps. It was very painful. Not that bad, but I was having cramps, and I never really got period cramps, but I'm assuming it was a period cramp. I'm assuming also that's just was my uterus contracting and stuff, and breastfeeding stimulates your uterus to contract back down to its regular size. They prescribed me pretty strong ibuprofen, I guess. It was I think it was Motrin, or I don't know. They gave me some strong ibuprofen. I've already stopped taking it, but if I do have any pain, I will take one. So there's a lot of stuff that I feel people wouldn't know about postpartum, especially because I have a lot of people that follow me that are college students around my age range but don't have kids. So there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't really know, or no one really tells you about what it's after you have a baby. So pretty much for a few weeks you bleed and you have to wear maxi pads. Still got a burp in there? Are you just hungry now? Hungry or burpy? Oh, there's the spit up. Oh, there it is. Okay, alright.
Making a FaceTime call to Logan.
Well, Laela just came up. They had to bring me a burp cloth because Analia just spit up on me. Layla's been doing pretty well. I talked about it in one of my recent videos, but she's been like, she's just been doing her own thing. I think you might be able to see her back there. Are you gonna say hi now?
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
That is my nipple cream. It is stuck, and it's gonna stay stuck. I got my big baby now. You are my nipple.
Dada.
Logan just took both of them downstairs, so I'm trying to divide up the load, and he kind of will watch Laela while I like hold the baby, but I try as much as I can to put her down when she's sleeping so that I can play with Laela. Whenever I get a chance, I do stuff with Laela so that she doesn't feel like she's like forgotten about, which was like my biggest fear. And like the last few weeks before the baby's been born, she just wants to like run around and explore, and then there are moments where she, you know, like comes to me and wants me to pick her up. That's one of the things that's been hard, is like I'll be carrying the baby around and she's like, "Mommy, uppy," and I just feel so bad. So I try to hold them both sometimes. So another thing that a lot of people maybe don't know about the procedures after you have a baby is that you can't wipe using toilet paper. And I talked about this in my last video too, or one of my recent videos. And I don't really know what the reasoning behind that is. I will actually look it up right now. So you can't wipe, it's just that you have this spray bottle because sometimes it like will hurt if it's like sore. First couple times you pee after you give birth are like really painful. So I would like spray myself while I peed. Okay, this is so like TMI, so oh my god. I'm gonna put a disclaimer at the front of this video. Like, if you're like related to me or something, like don't watch this video. Boys, turn around. I'm giving you 5 seconds to turn off this video. Okay. Ladies, another thing that's super TMI. Pooping after you give birth can be really hard. And that's another reason postpartum has been a lot easier, is that I can poop. So, in case you guys wanted to know that. But with Laela, okay, this is so like, I need to say this because people probably don't like to talk about this, but like someone has to. Come on, ladies, like we need to help each other out here. So after I had Laela, literally the hardest thing was pooping. And when I finally did, they came out like legitimate like spheres that were like the size of like somewhere in between a baseball and a ping pong ball, literally. And it was so painful and hard. So you can get stool softeners. I think at the hospital, I think they'll give you stool softeners, but I didn't get anything this time, and I didn't have any problem. So this has just been pretty easy postpartum for me. Other than the cramping was a little painful. There's tea, ladies. Okay, another thing is they give you this spray that's like a pain relieving spray. It's called Dermoplast, and pretty much you just spray it. Like you can spray it directly on yourself, or you can spray it on like your pads when you change them out, just for if you're having any like pain, and like if you have like stitches and stuff and it's painful. I did get stitched a little bit. I got some with Laela, and I had like one tear this time that got stitched up. The whole birth process is so painful that the stitches are like kind of like whatever. It is kind of like an uncomfortable like 10 minutes after you have the baby and you're just trying to hold your baby and they're like stitching you up. A little uncomfortable, and this time around I was paying more attention, so I saw her come up with a bloody like needle and thread, and I was like, oh my god, help. So that's pretty much it for the whole like physical body and baby postpartum everything. So after you have a baby, you have this huge like fluctuation in hormones and get this thing called like the baby blues. It's not postpartum depression, because that's like more serious for like if it's like lasting for like a long time after you have your baby. The first couple weeks, just like a huge change for your body. So like there's all these crazy changes in hormones, and it can make you very emotional, just in the same way that pregnancy makes you very emotional. It just never ends for us. Like pretty much we're just always gonna be emotional beings. I remember this distinctly with Laela too. Okay, let's not cry. You guys have seen me like cry over the stupidest things. Oh my god. Okay, the main reason that I get emotional and I cry is because like I already feel like time is going by too fast, and that's like how I felt with Laela. Now I know how serious it really is, because I see Laela and she's huge, like she's a huge kid, and I just know like my days with, oh, okay, no crying. It's just hard to speak it out in real life. Like it's one thing to think it and to actually say it. Okay, she's only gonna be this small for like right now. Okay, Yasmyn, get it together. So that's like the main reason that I get really emotional, is because I don't want her to grow up like I just want her to be my tiny baby like this forever, and I know she's like bound to grow up, and I just want to cherish like every second. Yeah, that's the main reason that I get emotional. But other than that, like, actual, like, reason that I get emotional, my moods are just kind of weird. Logan can probably tell you, but there's been like multiple occasions where I cried over like really ridiculous things to cry over. Lastly, I'm gonna do a postpartum body update. So I'm gonna show you guys a clip from when the baby was just born. So I'll put in pictures of like my last pictures of my bump. I feel like I got a lot bigger than I did with Laela. Like I for sure got a lot bigger. This is my bump right before Laela was born. It was tiny and I was really tan. This is my body literally right when we came home from the hospital. And now in real life, real time, I'm going to show you guys what my body looks like after having a baby. Okay, so these are like my clothes that I wore before Analia was born. So like they're my normal clothes. They're like high-waisted leggings that are pretty stretchy so they fit. This is my belly now. A week later, it kind of looks like there could still be a little baby in here. Like this was me like a couple months pregnant. It's definitely still like squishy. It like feels like kind of empty. I'm gonna show you guys the stretch marks that I have. So basically most of these I honestly got from like Laela. They're just kind of like more, but if you can see, I have one here. Okay, the lighting is like not best. One right here. Oh my god, please disregard all the like toys everywhere. And like one right there. And then I like a couple little tiny ones, but these like two big ones I got with Laela. This one looks a little bigger now, and then this is from my pants, but then I got like a couple little small ones this time around too. So yeah, now that you got up close and personal with my belly button, let's look at my back. The main place I really get stretch marks is my back. So this, they're honestly kind of the same as they were with Laela. They just are like, they're just a little bit bigger. So there's my body. That's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow my Instagram into the description below, and I always put a place for comments on my story because my comments are disabled by YouTube. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.